Hello and welcome to Roadmap 2015. I'm Benga Ashiru. On the highlights, on the yet-to-come Osun governorship poll, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Dele Adesina, calls on Nigerians to focus on how candidates emerges and not who wins the elections.
Election is never a do-or-die affair. A situation where you have brought this kind of, two parties running for an election and the two of them are determined to win, it's not good for democracy.
As Barrister Ezenwa Okorafor calls the heavy deployment of security forces for the yet-to-come Osun poll an overkill.
When you hear that the security agents deployed are wearing masks and scaring the people, then that becomes a cause for worry.
Today, we'll continue our transition towards 2015 elections by taking our point of departure from Osun State, where we'll count down to the yet-to-hold governorship poll coming up in the next couple of hours from now. The tide is indeed high, as about 870,000 voters will be heading to the 3,010 polling stations in Osun State. All eyes will be on the two frontline candidates. That's talking about the incumbent governor Rauf Aregbesola of the All People's Congress, APC, and Senator Iyola Omishore of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. What's the stake for these two rivals seem particularly exciting, while Senator Iyola Omishore is making his fourth attempt at the Bola Ige House. His political survey may not be in doubt, as he won elections into the Senate in 2003 from detention. Senator Iyola Omishore was later discharged and acquitted, but politically, the controversy surrounding late Bola Ige's death is still being used against him, mainly by his political detractors. He hails from Ife, and that's expected to be his main stronghold. Now, for Ogbeni Rauf Aregbesola of the All Progressives Congress, is seeking re-election to possibly consolidate some of the gains of his previous administrations in Osun State and possibly to retain Osun State as an APC stronghold. The Independent Electoral Commission has said as much as they are committed to ensuring a credible poll come August 9th.
As I speak with you in Osun State, over 70% of the permanent voters' cards have been collected. So the remaining cards that have not been collected, soon after the election, we will bring them back to the local government and people can collect them before the general election. But we have to stop distributing at some point. And this was appropriately explained to all the members, all the representatives of political parties when they met with our resident electoral commissioner.
Now, as the build-up towards Osun election inches closer, now let's join our panel of discussants on the analysis of the yet-to-come Osun governorship poll. Now, let's take a break now, and when we come back, we'll be joining two legal practitioners, Mrs. Ezenwa Okorafor and Dele Adesina, SAN, on the soon-to-come Osun polls. Join us again. Hello, it's countdown to Osun election come August 9, and it's just few hours to the build-up to these elections, and the INEC chairman, Professor Atairu Jega, has reaffirmed INEC's commitment in conducting a free and fair poll come Osun elections, and that's talking about who gets into the Bola Ige House come August the 9th. And joining in this discussion with me is Barrister Ezenwa Okorafor. To my left, you're welcome to Roadmap 2015.
Thank you.
And to my right is Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Barrister Dele Adesina. You're welcome to Roadmap 2015 on Channels TV.
Thank you very much.
So now, it's been a lot of election rhetorics. Now, President Goodluck Jonathan said last week that we won't allow miscreants to alter the course of the poll in Osun State, and we can see both parties, the major parties, the frontline candidates, trading words, the PDP, the APC, that there is an attempt to rig elections in Osun State. Let me start from you. What do you see? What do you make of all this build-up towards Osun election polls?
Well, I am truly concerned at the level of the rhetoric and, in fact, the heating up of the polity that is going on ahead of the Osun polls. Because you ask yourself, at the end of the day, is the concern about the man on the street, or is the concern about the interest of a political party? And quite frankly, it is the interest of the man on the street that should count. It is in ensuring that the votes of the people count. That is the most important thing, that the wishes of the people come to pass. So when you find the parties grandstanding, you begin to wonder, well, where are the people in all of this?
Now, let me take you up on this, Barrister Dele Additional. What do you make of the APC? They have said as much. The chairman said at the APC mega rally that any attempt to rig the election will be resisted with a counter, with a parallel government by the APC. What do you make of such statement coming from the APC?
Well, I would like to say that the emphasis should not be based on what the APC chairman said. The emphasis must be based on providing a free and fair election. Because to every reaction, there must be an action. And before any reaction, an action must have taken place. What the man said was talking about what are the likely consequences of the election, being rigged by anybody. I would like to insist that the umpire, the INEC, must do everything possible to ensure a free, fair, and credible election. You see, election is never a do-or-die affair. And like my colleague has said, a situation where you have brought this kind of, two parties running for an election and the two of them are determined to win, it's not good for democracy. Yes, it's not good for democracy. The parties must provide a choice for the electorate. The choice is there. It's for the electorate to make a choice as to what they want. And that choice must be supreme. That choice is sacred.
Okay, before we come to the candidates now, this build-up has also come up with some high-level drama. We saw the unveiling of the estranged or embattled former National Secretary of the PDP being dramatically unveiled as defecting to the APC. That's talking about Olagmusoye Oyinlola. How do you see this development?
Well, I found that quite interesting. I mean, the parties are coming up with all kinds of gimmicks, some of which they're leaving at the last minute to sway the electorate, to vote for them. So that is interesting. And then it just remains to be seen what effect Olagmusoye Oyinlola will have on, the fate of the parties, whether it will swing a majority of the votes to the APC or not.
So
that we can only
the big question now is, does it really have the swinging influence? Let me take you up on that.
Does it have to what?
Does it really have that swinging influence for the APC?
Well, first, Oyinlola was a former governor of that state. And second, a former national secretary of the PDP. So I would consider him to be a high political figure. But like my colleague has said, it depends on the followership, which I cannot sit down here and be postulating whether he has a large followership or not.
Okay, now before we go into analyzing the three major candidates now, this is an election that started with 20 parties registering for this election, but now the media and everyone is talking about the three candidates, and also some people have